I think there will be some pretty substantial damage done to a Democratic brand that has been rehabilitated.
So the word on the street is that Democrats in the Senate just folded faster than a beach chair at low tide. I mean, really? The party of the people just caved sand by sand, right there by the seaside house of political compromise. And just as their fans were finally getting hyped, trading in Starbucks lattes for Bernie Sanders' Eat the Billionaires blend and rallying behind Zohran Mamdani in New York, the party decides, let's surrender early. Now let's hear from Senator Chris Murphy, who basically said, "We were told to keep fighting, but we stopped fighting. And now we look like the kid who drops his sword halfway through a duel."
I think there will be some pretty substantial damage done to a Democratic brand that has been rehabilitated if, on the heels of an election in which the people told us to keep fighting, we immediately stop fighting. If we surrender without having gotten anything, and we cause a lot of folks in this country who had started to believe in the Democratic Party to retreat again, I worry that it will be hard to sort of get them back up off the mat in time for next fall's election cycle.
So what happened? According to political experts, translation, people who never smile, 1. Democrats lost on their main objectives, extending subsidies and ending rescissions. You can't spin that into a win, unless you're a DJ. 2. They risk depressing their base again. And I'm talking politically depressed, not "I just binge-watched The Office again" depressed. Unfortunately for the Democrats, it looks like there's no win-win in this shutdown circus. Just a whole lot of losing and finger-pointing. The big man in the White House seems to enjoy the bad press like it's his morning coffee, using it to muscle his way through every government department like he's auditioning for The Apprentice, Bureaucracy Edition. This morning on MSNBC, Senator Angus King sat down with Joe to explain that the shutdown might have actually empowered Trump even more, because nothing says leadership like holding your own government hostage.
Well, Joe, you have to go back to what the strategy was at the beginning of the shutdown. There were two goals, both of which I support. One was standing up to Donald Trump. The other was getting some resolution on the ACA premium tax credit issue. The problem was the shutdown wasn't accomplishing either goals, and there was there was zero likelihood that it was going to. In terms of standing up to Donald Trump, the shutdown actually gave him more power, Exhibit A being what he's done with SNAP and SNAP benefits across the country. Oh, by the way, Joe, you're going to love this. Guess who's getting paid during the shutdown? Not the park rangers or air traffic controllers, the ICE agents. Under special law, under that big, awful bill that they passed last summer, the ICE agents are being paid. Nobody else is. So standing up to Donald Trump didn't work. It actually gave him more power.
Other Democrats insist that while the wannabe strongman may be enjoying his free reign now, it's only a matter of time before he comes crawling back, hopefully without another round of reality TV drama. But at this rate, we might never see that humble crawl. The cracks are already showing, and it's not in Trump's wall, it's in the Democratic one. So, what did Democrats get out of this shiny new resolution? Oh, just a promise. From who? The Republican Party, aka Trump's fan club, where every promise comes with a side of chaos and a signature that's probably written in ketchup. And since most Republicans now can't even sneeze without Trump's approval, are we seriously supposed to trust this deal? Apparently yes, because Senator Hassan and a few others are out here nodding along like, yeah, maybe this time they mean it.
So, my Democratic colleagues and I have been ready to work on this issue, on extending these tax cuts, for months. With the government reopening shortly, Senate Republicans now finally have to come to the table. Or, make no mistake, Americans will remember who stood in the way. So I urge Speaker Johnson to finally return the House of Representatives into session and quickly reopen the government.
Meanwhile, Senator Kaine is doing his best "it wasn't my idea" impression, sitting on the fence so long, he's practically part of the picket.
So, hey, everybody, I'm the cleanup hitter because I joined this group I joined it 48 hours ago. Not for lack of interest, and I got to applaud you.
Let's be honest, folks. The Republican Party has long been conquered by King Pinocchio himself. But here's the scary part. It's starting to look like he's got the Democrats renting rooms in his castle, too. How long before there's no one left to hold the line on American sovereignty? Before the rule of law finally becomes the rule of Don? Because at this rate, Washington's not divided by red and blue anymore, it's divided between those who kneel and those who still pretend to stand. And that's the cold truth, only on Code Blue in America.
All right, friends, here's the deal. We need your support to level up our game. How can you help? Simple. Like, share, and drop a comment. Shower us with your love, your applause, or even your brutally honest displeasure. We can take it, we promise. Your feedback fuels us, even if it stings a little. And before you dash off, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Stay awesome, stay witty, and we'll see you next time.